Hey everybody, so this is the first podcast that I'm doing here on the Truth Within. Our first guest is Alex Jacques McClary. He's been my friend for pretty much our entire lives. He's the founder of WeGoAlong. You can find him at Alex Jacques McClary on TikTok. Tell us a little bit about WeGoAlong, like what that is.
So essentially it's the brand that we created, and what it kind of revolves around is my buddy and I, Justin Kuhn. We've been traveling, just kind of showing different parts of Canada. We're going to be going throughout the States and just kind of having people live through our eyes. I can't necessarily get out and do the same kind of thing, whether it's reason that may be, but and to kind of just build a community around it, which we've kind of done, and it's been really successful so far, and it's been a great start. So
Yeah, I love it. I mean, I'm watching the going on the website and like just seeing your guys' progression. I mean, from my
mhm.
standpoint, I saw it from you starting out being pretty much nothing on TikTok and going on one of Will's, and then you just kind of blew up from there, and then people started following your individual stuff, and then now you have your own brand, and you and Justin are doing awesome
Yeah,
things. The one thing I
yeah, I
saw that,
appreciate that.
yeah, of course, the one thing I saw that really inspired me was the drive that you did for the food for kids, I believe.
Oh
That
yeah, Food for Kids
raised,
Niagara.
yeah, that one. That was
Yeah,
amazing. I saw that. So what inspired you guys to do that? Like what was the initiative? Did you guys kind of think of that on your own?
yeah. So pretty much just came about because I was thinking the one day, and it was like, well, like we've got a good following. In the position that we happen to be in, I was like, we have the chance to give back at a large scale. So I was like, well, let's find a local charity fundraiser, and we'll do something for them. And we found Food for Kids Niagara, got in touch with them, set it all up, and then our first night of raising money for them, we raised about $10,100. So it was pretty crazy, and overall we ended up doing about 17,000, um, which is a significant number, and to see it go right back into our community was always nice.
Mhm. I see that's one of the foundations as well of We Go Along is giving back to the community, giving back to locals and everything in your community. So that was awesome when I saw that. I really it's not only you're giving out quality content, you're also like actively giving back to the people that are supporting you and you're supporting them. So that's awesome. Um,
Yeah, thank you, man.
one one thing that I thought of was there ever been a moment where throughout this whole journey of We Go Along, going to Vancouver, traveling to Hawaii, that you something in your intuition told you had to do it, and it turned out to be something that was very profitable or a very great experience for you in this journey?
I'd definitely say the first trip out to Vancouver. Um, yeah, definitely the first trip out to Vancouver, because that was like the first leap. That was when we both like first quit our jobs, because we said we were like, okay, if we sell 200 hoodies in the pre-order, we'll drop everything and we'll head out to Vancouver. We'll go out west for a month and a half. And then we ended up hitting that goal within like 10 minutes. So we were like, okay, well, looks like we're gonna be going. So we pretty much dropped everything, went out there. Then once we got out there, it's kind of when everything like really took off. Like, the money started coming in. The audience was still growing. Um, and what we were putting out content wise was hitting. So everything was just kind of going in the positive direction, and it's been on a constant increase since then. So it's
Mhm.
been good. That was
Yeah.
definitely the best moment so far.
What in the what in the journey so far has caused you like the most fear that you had to overcome? Like what was one of the biggest moments where you were like, I have to really get through this?
Jumping out of the plane, going skydiving. Because I mean, I know you know it, but for whoever's watching wouldn't know. My biggest fear is heights. Like I'm petrified of heights.
Hmm.
And yeah, we ended up doing a contest, and this lady ended up picking skydiving for the boys. So we had to go jump out of a plane. But honestly, so glad we did it because that was like the best thing I've ever done in my life, and I would love to do it again. Like I will 100% go skydiving again. It's just a matter of when.
Yeah, I mean that's on my bucket list, so I would love to do it. I mean, together, I know that Cass wants to do that, so that would be something that I really look forward to do. What's
Oh,
something that
100%.
what is something that kind of keeps you going at this point in your journey? Like why, like now obviously you're more established than where you were at the beginning. What drove you to keep making those TikToks and to just go out on a limb and just say, you know what, I'm going to go for it? Like when you were
Um,
quit your job and all that.
Honestly, it was mostly the impact that I saw it having on other people. I had a lot of heartwarming messages. All the comments are always pretty positive. And yeah, just really seeing the impact that it had. And I was like, okay, well, we're on to something here. Let's keep going with it.
Mhm.
So that's exactly what we did.
Yeah, that's awesome. And what I know, because Justin has a business background, like what's the relationship there between I also saw you have like a third guy now. So like what's the relationship between all of you and like creating the content? Is it kind of like a joint effort or is it split different ways?
It depends on where, like, what it goes into. Like, for my own content personally, like, I've just pretty much I know what I want to do for that. And, like, I kind of just go with that. But when it comes to things to do together, or, for like our Instagram page or anything like that, like, it's pretty, or even YouTube, like, it's all like it's a joint effort. Everybody's kind of pitching in or ideas, I mean. And yeah, it works out really well actually, because every aspect that um I'm weaker in, Kuhn picks up, and vice versa. Wherever he's weak, that's my strengths. So it actually has been working out very well.
Mhm. That's awesome. What would you say to someone that is in your place that was kind of doubting themselves or worrying that they weren't going to make it, or like when you first started out, what would you have anything that you would say to yourself when you first started or someone that's kind of in the same spot?
Um, I would say just do it. Like, don't overthink it. Just do it, because really, what's the worst that's going to happen? You're going to find out, oh, hey, it didn't work. And it's like, well, then it didn't work. At least if you gave it your all, you're not going to always have that what if,
Hmm.
and that won't be a factor anymore. So yeah, I just say just shoot for it. Don't overthink things,
Yeah, I
because you
mean
never
that's
know.
definitely exactly. I mean a lot of the stuff on my channel I talk about, like really, I mean you just have to go for it. One of the recent videos I posted was you really just have to go in every single day and just be as imperfect as possible because you always have tomorrow. And like just going for it and showing up is really the most important part.
Yeah,
One
exactly.
one quote I have here is success in life is not a matter as much of talent or opportunity as of concentration and perseverance. And that one I see is the more I read it, the more it resonates with me just because no matter how many opportunities or how skilled you are, it doesn't matter if you're not concentrated or if you can't push through those hard times, no matter how many people
No,
tell you
yeah.
you can't, right?
Focus is key. Mindset over everything.
Hmm. So what would you say? What would you put to the word mindset? Like, what is that kind of what when you think of mindset? What does that mean to you in your own terms?
Like consistency, and like what we were talking about, staying focused and knowing what you want, and having the self discipline to work towards it, and get yourself there. Because really, at the end of the day, the only person that's going to get you there is yourself. So as long as you've got that in your mind and you keep working, and look at things in a positive aspect instead of at the negative side, I think you're going to go places.
Hmm. Yep. And your brain can definitely only think of either what you don't want or what you want. So I
Yeah,
mean,
exactly.
everyone says it at every position. You got to focus on the positives, and I mean that's not always easy, but it really does change your life. And I mean, I've
Exactly.
seen it from your point of view, and I'm getting there myself too.
Exactly.
Um,
100%.
what is one thing, like what would be one moment so far throughout this whole journey that was your favorite? Like the by far most fun, happiest moment?
Honestly, I'm gonna have to go back to the skydiving again because like it was just like it was a big moment. A big stepping stone, and as for Kuhn as well, like he had a pretty big fear of heights,
Mhm.
and we overcame that together, and it felt pretty good. Like the actual feeling that you put behind it is very hard to describe, but it was like an adrenaline high for at least like 2 days. Like the feeling that you have is incredible.
Uh, yeah, I mean, from that video too, I saw that like the pre-jump reaction compared to the post-jump reaction was completely like otherworldly different. It was a very big change.
Yeah, 100%. It's crazy. It's crazy.
What was it like diving with sharks? Because I would say
Um,
for me, that's probably my
it
big.
was cool. It was cool, but it's not as scary as what people think. Like they don't really pay any attention to you, so you're just kind of down there. Then like you have like we had 20 minutes in the cage, and for like the first 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, you're like, wow, like this is cool. But then the last five, you're kind of like, okay, like you're over it. You're like, all right,
Oh,
like. But it was still really cool nonetheless. Like if you haven't done it, I definitely suggest doing it. And yeah, there's definitely nothing to be scared of. So
what kind of
it's a good
sharks were they? Do you
experience.
know?
We saw like Galapagos sharks, but like every area's got its own species that you can see, and it all just depends on the day, really. But yeah, we saw the Galapagos.
Hmm. What?
Still good sized sharks, though. They're
Yeah,
still pretty
I was
big.
gonna say like there was probably like, did they feed them stuff around you, or did they just kind of drop you by the lake
No,
there?
like um, I guess that they're attracted to like the vibrations that the motors send out. So um, that's kind of what drew them in, and it's like a hot spot for them. Like they just know.
Mhm.
So
That's pretty cool. What was
yeah,
that there was a lady that let you stay on her property, right? And in Hawaii.
yeah. Our family friend Cynthia.
That's awesome. Yeah, she was
Yeah, it was great. They
I
were
saw her in a
cool.
few of those videos.
Yeah, yeah. They were really cool. They
Was
were
it
70 years old, but like the most active 70-year-olds I know.
really?
Like Doug, her husband, still goes windsurfing like every day, like or sailing, and yeah. But yeah, they were awesome.
Yeah, I saw that. That was they seemed, I saw you in a few clips on the YouTube video there of you hanging out with all of them. They just seemed like genuine people. And I mean, definitely the culture out there and the like the culture of Hawaii seems to be quite a community feel. I don't know if I'm
Oh, it's
right or
very
correct on
different
that or
compared to like it's very different compared to everywhere else. But like when you're in downtown Waikiki, it's like you got to be careful because like that's where a lot of the robberies happen, and you guys got to be smart with like who you're talking to, and like obviously it depends on your situation. But when Kuhn and I were down there, we were just two young guys down in Waikiki. We were very evidently tourists,
yeah.
and we were targeted multiple times by people coming up trying to lure us away and like whatnot. And we are like, yeah, no, we're not biting on that. But other than that, it's definitely very friendly for sure.
What did that like? What do you mean lured in? Like, what would they do?
Like they would just try to get you away from like like the main street, being like, oh, like you want to come back to like our room, like we're partying, we got girls, whatever the spiel they're trying to spill. And it's just like, yeah, like because we were warned going into it that people would try and do that. Then you show up at this like hotel or whatever, and like there's like 5 people come out of the room and just beat the shit out of you and like rob you. And so we're like, we're just gonna stay on the main strip here in our hotel, and that's that. So
You have anything else planned on the agenda, or are you just kind of going? Because I remember we were talking a bit back about a few things, but is there anything that you'd want to like disclose, or is that kind of
nothing yet. No, nothing yet.
that's not bad?
But it's in the works, so it's in the works.
Yeah. How was your holiday and being back? Was it nice to be back for a little bit and kind of see everyone around? Are you ready to go back?
Oh yeah, it's been great. And like as I was telling you the other day, like I got that VR headset, the Oculus, and like I've just been tearing it up on that thing. It's so fun. It's great. But it's been nice, relaxing, eating a lot of food, just kind of taking it easy.
Mm-hmm. One thing with because I just started a TikTok account and I've had 0 views for like 3 days. One thing on TikTok, was it more so of like trends that you follow that people that you find you get more views, or is it just kind of like random ones just go up here and there that you didn't expect?
No, I feel like it's a combination of like the trends and like it depends a lot on like, especially when you're starting out, what sound that you use. You want to use like the trending sounds because like that'll get it pushed out to For You pages, and then like you can just like whatever your niche is, finding the trends and having a way to relate them back to your niche, it always helps as well. But definitely when you're first starting out, the sound choices are big.
Okay, well, I mean, that's good.
And like even if you don't use the sound, you can just select it and you click volume, and then you turn that volume all the way down, and then you can just have whatever main volume that you had in the video beforehand. But it still shows that you used that audio and it will still push it out. So definitely would try that out, see if it helps.
Because I know there's different algorithms for like YouTube, TikTok, like all of them have different ways that people find the videos.
Yeah, like
for people.
Like for the most part, from my understanding, it's all based off engagements. Like you want a high watch completion time, likes, comments, shares, etc.
Yeah.
The more that comes in, the more the video will keep getting pushed out and pushed out and pushed out.
Has anyone been asking about Brendan, like if he's coming back in any video, or what's his deal?
People have asked, but like nothing's really happened as of yet. So we'll just kind of see where that goes.
So I think, is there anything that you want to add on here? Is there anything that you want to kind of put out to the audience before we wrap it up, or that you want to say to my audience or your audience, for people that are watching?
No, honestly, just thanks for having me on. It's been great. It's always nice chatting, and it's been great. Looking forward to seeing it come up on the YouTube.
Yeah, it'll be cool. I'm gonna edit it, and I'm looking to do one a week. So I'll let you know when the recording goes up.
Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds good, man.
Yeah,
I look forward to it.
Well, Alex Jacques McCleary, that's his TikTok name, and then you have WeGoAlong on Facebook, Instagram, and WeGoAlong.com, and then you also have Jacques McCleary on Instagram for all of his tags there. If you check him out, if you don't already follow him. But I appreciate you talking. I will definitely talk to you in the next couple days.
Yeah, man.
Hopefully do some before you head out again.
Yeah, man, that sounds good.
All right.
For sure.